Before the world heard Janelle Brown's cries of loss, before the whispers of a silencing attempt shook Coyote Pass, there was a moment, quiet, private, almost invisible, when everything changed. And tonight, we're going to follow the path that led from heartbreak to confrontation, to a showdown that could redefine the sister wives' legacy forever. Now I uncover with full details. Stay with me. The TLC show paid tribute to her friend, Angela Moody, on the November 16th episode. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown recently suffered a devastating personal loss, the death of her friend, Angela Moody. But fans were left wondering what happened to her after the TLC series shared a tribute. On the Sunday, November 16th episode of Sister Wives, the show aired a brief scene of Janelle having lunch with a couple of friends before meeting with her ex-husband, Kody Brown, and ex-sister wives, Meri Brown and Robyn Brown, to close on the sale of Coyote Pass. When Janelle showed up at the restaurant with her friends, Angela and Christina, she had nearly lost her voice. "Like, your body is literally rejecting this area because Kody is here," Christina joked. "Don't you wish he could lose his voice?" Angela asked Janelle, to which Christina quipped, "He's too busy losing his hair, Angela." "No, honestly, he really is," Angela said, while laughing. To producers, Janelle explained, "I struggled for years to find friends in Flagstaff, and then I finally found them about a year or so before I moved away, of relocating to North Carolina." At the very end of the November 16th episode, TLC displayed a photo of Moody alongside the message, "In memory of Angela Moody." An obituary from Norval Owens Mortuary in Flagstaff, Aries, revealed that Moody died on October 1, 2025. Her cause of death was not shared. Angela's greatest gift was her ability to care for others. She had a heart that never stopped giving and a spirit that never said no, the obit read. She was always the first to show up, lend a hand, or simply offer her love and presence. She had the most special way of making everyone feel seen, valued, and loved, like family. Her generosity knew no limits, and her joy in caring for others was the truest reflection of who she was. When Janelle showed up at the restaurant with her friends, Angela and Christina, she had nearly lost her voice. "Like, your body is literally rejecting this area because Kody is here," Christina joked. "Don't you wish he could lose his voice?" Angela asked Janelle, to which Christina quipped, "He's too busy losing his hair, Angela." "No, honestly, he really is," Angela said, while laughing. To producers, Janelle explained, "I struggled for years to find friends in Flagstaff, and then I finally found them about a year or so before I moved away, of relocating to North Carolina." Related, Sister Wives star announces, "Rare and aggressive health diagnosis." At the very end of the November 16th episode, TLC displayed a photo of Moody alongside the message, "In memory of Angela Moody." An obituary from Norval Owens Mortuary in Flagstaff, Aries, revealed that Moody died on October 1, 2025. Her cause of death was not shared. Angela's greatest gift was her ability to care for others. She had a heart that never stopped giving and a spirit that never said no, the obit read. She was always the first to show up, lend a hand, or simply offer her love and presence. She had the most special way of making everyone feel seen, valued, and loved, like family. Her generosity knew no limits, and her joy in caring for others was the truest reflection of who she was. Moody's cause of death was not shared. However, her husband, Craig Moody, posted a Facebook update that offered insight. Angela was so deeply loved. Most of you did not know the demons she faced, he wrote in part. The last 7 years were full of pain, and truthfully, I lost the woman I fell in love with at least 6 years ago. To the opioid pandemic and those who overprescribe, you stole her. Janelle told, I've been thinking a lot lately about friendships in this stage of life. Honestly, it wasn't until I read Mel Robbins' Let Them that I fully understood how much our friendships are shaped by shared life stages and what I call being in the same neighborhood, not literally, but emotionally. Walking through the same seasons at the same time. It also made me deeply grateful for the friends who have been quietly showing me the way. The ones who made the effort. Who invited this dedicated homebody out to dinner or to a show or even to play bingo. The Vegas years were such a gift, and I didn't even realize it at the time. When I moved to Flagstaff, it took a few years to find my footing, and COVID certainly didn't help. 9. But eventually, I found a few amazing women who went out of their way to make me feel like had community again. But it felt so awkward in the early stages of getting acquainted, building that friendship. And I learned another important thing. Friendships outside of the neighborhood take intention. They require effort, and sometimes awkwardness, but if everyone keeps showing up and doing their part, something real forms. That lesson carried me when I relocated to North Carolina. I had these rich friendships scattered across the country, and because we had established them intentionally, we've been able to maintain them. But I also knew I needed community here. So I stayed open, kept my eyes open for opportunity, an invite for dinner or to go somewhere, attend an event, anything. And slowly, ahead of the November 16th episode, Brown also shared a post reflecting on her friendships in both Arizona and North Carolina. She included photos of Angela, Christina and others. In addition to her husband, Moody is survived by her children, Nicholas, Taylor and Isaac, and 3 grandchildren, with a 4th on the way. Now I uncover. Sister Wives star slams Kody for trying to silence her over Coyote Pass drama. I wasn't willing to. Sister Wives Meri Brown alleges Kody Brown and Robyn Brown asked her to sign a confidentiality agreement over Coyote Pass sale. Ever since Sister Wives debuted in 2010, the show has witnessed countless controversies, but nothing has matched the conflict Coyote Pass brought. Kody Brown and his ex-wives, Janelle and Meri Brown, had an exhausting battle for the division of the property. However, after a long back and forth and a tense legal dispute, it seemed the issue had finally been resolved, but the show reveals it's far from over. The tension only escalates when Meri opens up in the latest episode about being asked to sign a confidentiality agreement, a revelation no one saw coming. In a new Sister Wives Season 20 sneak peek released on Friday, November 14th, Meri reveals she was pressured to sign a confidentiality agreement during the sale of the Coyote Pass property, as per Prime Timer. Speaking to the TLC cameras, Meri says, "He's Kody's putting the whole G thing on me, that I slowed it down, that I'm the problem. But it had to do with the fact that they were trying to get me to sign a confidentiality agreement that I was not willing to agree to." Why do you want me to sign a confidentiality agreement? Why are you trying to silence me? The clip hinted that the Coyote Pass land sale was affected by more than just Kody's tension with his former wives. Notably, the Browns originally purchased the property in 2018 to build a shared home for their plural family, but those plans collapsed after Christine, Janelle, and Meri left Kody. Although the conflict over the land has continued. On the show, it was confirmed in April 2025 that the property ultimately sold for $1.5 million, as per People. The report suggested that the property records confirm the land was officially sold for $1.5 million in April. Notably, Janelle has been outspoken about her distrust of Kody throughout the Coyote Pass sale process. Even though everyone helped pay for the land, she admitted in a December 2024 episode that she doubted Kody would divide it fairly. Kody himself previously confessed he considered screwing Janelle over, but said his only remaining wife, Robyn Brown, stopped him. In the Sunday, April 20th episode, Janelle explained she couldn't fully move on from Kody until the property was sold, especially as she prepared to move to North Carolina. She stressed that Coyote Pass was one of her last remaining ties to Flagstaff anymore, adding, "I am really just ready to be resolved and have this property sold. I don't want to have to think about Kody anymore. I don't want to have to talk to him, interact with him, or do anything." She concluded, "As long as that property remains a source of contention, I can't fully move on." Now I uncover. Meri Brown rails against alleged NDA. Kody wanted me to sign. The latest episode of Sister Wives took viewers way back on Sunday night. Earlier this year, much earlier, way back in the spring, the Browns were in a rather heated position of trying to sell Coyote Pass, the property they bought in 2018 in Flagstaff and yet never developed in any way at all. At the time this episode was filmed, the land was split into separate parcels, all owned by separate members of the family. "I think the issue was getting our names put on the appropriate pieces of properties," Meri explained during the November 16th episode of the TLC reality series. "There was a lot of conversation surrounding that and I don't know why it couldn't just be signed on." Her ex-spouse went ahead and offered up one theory. "Ahead of the April sale, you see, we got a written offer," Kody said on air. "But we were still in the middle of the paperwork to reassign all the property to make the four of us equal owners. Signing on the dotted line slowed down." Significantly, the 56-year-old added, "Because there was too much to agree on, and we were going back and forth through lawyers." Meri clearly had objections to this argument, but told the camera that she couldn't really elaborate. "He's putting the whole FC King thing on me, that I slowed it down, that I'm the problem," she said angrily. "But it had to do with the fact that they were trying to get me to sign a confidentiality agreement that I was not willing to agree to." "Why do you want me to sign a confidentiality agreement? Why are you trying to silence me?" This is the first we've heard of any Sister Wives cast member being asked to sign an NDA. And while Kody remained mum on the topic of a non-disclosure agreement, he did acknowledge there was some side chatter between him and second wife Janelle. "After we took the offer, Janelle was worried about losing the buyer," he outlined. "And so Janelle's, pushing me to either comply completely with what Meri's wishes were or force the sale. I got in this place where I was, backdoor deal almost with Janelle. It was a complex issue, to be fair, which makes sense when so many parties are involved." Kody said, Well, I could sell it without Meri's consent, Janelle recounted. And I'm like, well, you could. Which, he could. He could sell it. Thankfully, it didn't come to this. But Meri said on this episode that the possibility shattered her faith, self-confidence and pretty much everything else. It f***ing breaks my heart that it has come to this, she shared. I didn't think that these people would try to do this to me. Like, was there not any parts of us that were human? In the end, everyone made out okay in the sale of Coyote Pass. Back when this was filmed, though, the challenges of the arrangement seemed to have ruined relationships for good. I feel like if Robyn and I were to have a friendship again, it would have to start at the very beginning, Meri said at one point. Because she is loyal to Kody, as she should be. I am not. And we'd have to have some really hard conversations. There's not trust with me and Robyn. There's not. Now I uncover. Kody Brown blasts Meri as not a very good parent, but is she still being too nice? Sister Wives fans are well aware that, at best, the once pitied former sister wife does not enjoy a positive reputation. Kody describes Meri as not a very good parent. She is far from the first to say so. Though she's choosing her words carefully, she's also not shying away from painting a grim picture of Meri. Like many of her siblings, she has no relationship with Meri. And she detailed why. She just was not a very good parent, Kody characterized. Harsh but true. She wasn't a very good mom, she continued. She was not fun to be around. Some parents are not fun, because they are very serious or busy working. In Meri's case, it sounds like due to emotional instability, something disqualifying and inexcusable in a parent. During the chat, Kody mentioned Mom Christine Brown's book and how it addresses why she doesn't really associate with Meri. She says it without saying it, she said of her mother, suggesting that there's more to the story of Christine's parting with Meri. Meri's personality is very hard, Kody characterized. She has a very aggressive personality. Though a couple of her siblings have accused Meri of being physically abusive, Kody describes what sounds like emotional abuse. Not physically but, like, go in, get it done, she explained. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your capabilities. Continuing to describe someone who sounds miserable to be around, Kody Brown recalled what Meri was like as a person. It doesn't matter when she asks. You go in and you get it done, she described. If you complain, you get in big trouble, Kody detailed. If you don't do it exactly to her specifications, you get in big trouble. She continued. If you have questions about how to do it better, you get in trouble. If you didn't do it in a timely manner, you get in trouble. Kody acknowledged. She was very, very hard and she was very strict. She tended to pick on me a lot, more so than the other kids. I couldn't tell you why. Most of us don't get along with her now because of how she treated us when we were younger, Kody reasoned. She added that Meri has made attempts to make amends. But it sounds like those attempts only reinforced who and what she has chosen to be. As we got older, she would do that classic, I'm so sorry. I love you. I'll treat you better. Let's just go have a nice girls' day or something, Kody explained. And then, right in the middle, she'd get mad at you for something and then somehow it would become your fault, she noted. And then it would backpedal to where you were apologizing for something she did, Kody described. Suddenly you felt like it was an honor to be in her presence and amongst her, but you were still in the wrong. She would have these big emotional swings where she would just get angry and intense, Kody Brown described of Meri. That is not acceptable behavior in a parent. I think that's the reason why most of my siblings choose not to have a very big relationship with her, she suggested. I won't say all of them, Kody affirmed, but because of how she treated me when I was younger, I will never have a relationship with her. Good for her. However, I don't think she's a bad person. I just think she's made mistakes, she said with excessive generosity. Kody then claimed, she still deserves happiness at the end of it. I'm just never going to have a relationship with her. If tonight's documentary moved you, shaped your understanding of Janelle, or made you rethink the legacy of sister wives, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for part 2.